I'm the news that nobody expected. I was never a part of your plan. I'm the reason why life as you know it feels like slipping through your trembling hands. And the doctors say I'm just an option, a mistake you can make disappear. I may not have a voice, but I'm more than a choice. I'm as real as the heartbeat you hear. So don't close the book on me yet. I've still got a long way to go. Empty pages to fill, and the best part is still down the road. Oh, I am a story untold. I am God's miracle in the making, proof that all things can work for the good. I am fingers and toes, and heaven already knows the name you pick out for me already belongs to me. So don't close the book on me yet. I've still got a long way to go. Empty pages to fill, and the best part is still down the road. Oh, I am a story untold. Every life is sacred, and every life is a gift, and every life deserves a chance to live. I know you're scared, I know you're scared, I know you're scared right now. But when you hear my first cries and when you look in my eyes, you'll understand why you brought me to life. So don't close the book on me yet. I've still got a long way to go. Empty pages to fill, and the best part is still down the road. Oh, I am a story untold. That was yours truly, singing Untold, written by Matthew West. Good morning and shalom. Welcome to Jewish Pro-Life. I'm Cecily Routman, founder and president of the Jewish Pro-Life Foundation. We'll be here for about 20 minutes of news, education, enlightenment, and spiritual renewal. At the Jewish Pro-Life Foundation, we're saving Jewish lives and healing Jewish hearts by providing the Jewish community with much-needed pro-life education, pregnancy care and adoption referrals, and healing after abortion. We started our work in 2006 because we were concerned about the high rates of abortion in the Jewish community. The fact that a majority of Jews believes that abortion is morally acceptable at all stages of pregnancy, that this majority vigorously advocates for abortion, and tragically, this leads to more loss of unborn life across all demographics, and it contributes to anti-Semitism because people see us in a bad light. Also, we wanted to provide a Jewish pro-life voice in the public square. It's estimated that in Israel, approximately 40,000 Jewish children lose their lives to abortion every year, and in America, it's estimated that approximately 17,622 Jewish children lose their lives to abortion every year. But abortion doesn't just take one life. It wipes out entire generations. Many future descendants are lost with each abortion. As Jews, we feel the pain and loss of each and every one. If you're a Jewish parent facing unplanned pregnancy and you can't get the support you need from family, friends, or your shul community, please contact us. We have Jewish-friendly pregnancy care resources to help you and can get you connected to them today. Also, we know a Jewish couple who would love to meet you and raise your child in a loving Jewish home. To save your baby's life, please contact me today at 412-758-3269, or you can email me at cecily@jewishprolifefoundation.org. If you've had an abortion experience and are suffering because of it, we have an excellent, effective healing program specifically designed for Jewish women and men, and it's available to you at no cost regardless of your level of observance or affiliation. To start your healing journey, please contact me today. The Jewish Pro-Life Foundation is a 501c3 educational organization. Since 2006, we've been saving Jewish lives by promoting life-saving solutions to unplanned pregnancy in the Jewish community. We provide education about the development, viability, and sanctity of unborn life, as well as traditional Jewish law regarding abortion. We inspire Jews to welcome preborn Jewish children into the inclusive movement of modern Jewish life and religion. We provide adoption and pregnancy care referrals. We teach our community about the harmful effects of abortion and provide support to Jewish women and men who suffer after abortion. We have a website. It's jewishprolifefoundation.org. Please visit our website for more information, help, and healing. We are an educational organization. We have no affiliation with any Jewish denomination, political organization, or the Messianic movement. We speak to each Jew one-on-one because we believe that each one of us has a personal relationship with Hashem, and it is through this relationship that we derive a life-affirming view. We are not a public charity. We do not fundraise. If you'd like to contribute to our work, please visit the donate page on our website. For today's news item, I wanted to share with you a YouTube video I saw this week. It is about the election. Just keep in mind that the Jewish Pro-Life Foundation does not affiliate with any political party, nor do we endorse candidates. We do urge everyone to vote for pro-life candidates because that is best reflective of Judaism and the sanctity of human life. And also in America, we are given the guarantee of a right to life. This video is 2.5 minutes long. I would play it, except that the terms of service for tech platforms is constantly changing, and I don't want to be canceled because I've played someone else's video in our video. This comes from the United West. The description of the video says, "How can so many American Jews vote against the most pro-Israel POTUS in American history? How can they vote for a party whose platform violates so many tenets of their religion?" I will put a link to this video in the show notes so that you can watch it. This is what it says. "Hi, this is Damon Rosen with the United West, and I am a dual citizen of the United States of America and the great state of Israel, and as a Jew, I am highly, highly disturbed at the polls among American Jewish voters showing that over 75% of you are supporting Lion Joe Biden for president over Donald J. Trump. And I'm sure most of you are familiar with the facts of how Donald Trump has treated the Jewish state, recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, moving the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, recognizing Israeli sovereignty over the strategically important Golan Heights, creating the first peace agreement in over 25 years between Israel and Arab nations with the UAE and Bahrain. Donald Trump has been the most pro-Israel president in American history, and I realize that Israel is not very important to a lot of you Jewish Americans. In fact, apparently Judaism itself is not very important because not only has President Trump been good to the Jewish state, he has been very good to the Jewish people of America, and for many of you, or any of you, to liken him to a Nazi or to Hitler is absolutely disgusting and atrocious, particularly when the majority of anti-Semitism in America comes from the left, not from, quote, neo-Nazis, which I have yet to meet in my lifetime, but I've witnessed many, many on the left from the Red-Green Alliance, the socialist/communist and Islamist movement that is responsible for the majority of anti-Semitism in America. American Jews, you should be ashamed of yourselves for the things that you say about Donald Trump. And I'm asking you, I'm begging you, I am pleading with you. Either just don't vote for the racist Joe Biden or please vote for Donald J. Trump, the most pro-Israel president in American history. Thank you." So I want to talk about this short video. Mr. Rosen mentioned several reasons for the majority of American Jews supporting Joe Biden for president. And he says that it's because Israel isn't important to Jews, and he says that Judaism isn't important to American Jews. But he fails to mention that these 75% are the same Jews that believe in the right to a taxpayer-funded abortion from conception through post-delivery for any reasons. We have polls that say that 83% of American Jews believe that abortion is legally and morally acceptable
in all or most cases. So we're dealing with an issue here, this abortion issue, that is of paramount importance to American Jews, far more important to them than the state of Israel or even the anti Semitism that is now in the Democrat Party. It makes them blind to these issues. They have been inculcated with this ideology of abortion rights. Jewish men and women, to the point where our JCCs host Planned Parenthood fundraisers. We have the National Council of Jewish Women promoting abortion rights and the rabbis that support them. So, this, I believe, is the driving force behind this 75% of American Jews voting for the Democrat candidate. Mr. Rosen did not mention this issue, and I understand that. It's radioactive still among Jews. It needs to be discussed because innocent children of all backgrounds are being killed in this country and in Israel on a daily basis. It's an egregious moral injustice that needs to be mentioned and addressed and remedied. But if he brings it up as an issue in America, then he needs to bring it up as an issue in Israel. And he cannot do that. Israel has a very liberal abortion policy. I used to say on our program that 30,000 Jewish children lose their lives to abortion every year in Israel. But recent statistics have come out that it's back to 40,000 a year. This includes their almost 100% taxpayer funded abortion in their national health policy insurance plans that cover abortions. In their IDF, they cover many abortions for their service women. And then there's many Jewish women in Israel that seek abortions through their private physicians. By the way, we are trying to initiate a pro-life educational movement in Israel. If you are interested in helping us with that, please let us know. We believe here at the Jewish Pro-Life Foundation that shaming people for their beliefs does not work, and pleading with them doesn't either. What we need to do is educate them. We need to start out by believing, as we do here, that Jews are basically compassionate and just people. However, the abortion industrial complex uses very successful messaging to gain support and advocacy from us. This is tragic and sad because we help the profiteers, the anti Semites, and eugenicists that founded and support the abortion industry to perpetuate the genocide of the 20th century, just as Blacks being convinced that abortion is legal and justifiable has perpetuated the racism of the 20th century. So we need to educate people, not shame them into some kind of compliance, because shaming people just makes them dig in deeper to their point of view. To change people's hearts and minds, we first have to talk about the issue, call it out for what it is, a moral wrong, a human rights tragedy, and an easy way out of the obligation to help the vulnerable woman and child, which happens to be the best of Judaism and the foundation for all outreach philosophy in the world. And I will cite Psalm 82. Defend the poor and fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and needy, deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked. We need to be willing and able to deliver these vulnerable women and unborn children out of the hands of the wicked, evil abortion industry and those that promote it. And then in Jeremiah 22, this is what Adonai says: do what is right and just. Rescue the wronged from their oppressors. Do nothing wrong or violent to the stranger, orphan, or widow. Don't shed innocent blood in this place. So we want to educate these majority of Jewish Democrat voters, right, about our heritage, the foundations of Judaism, and seek to engage their compassionate and just hearts and minds. Giving aid, comfort, assistance, and moral support takes more courage, sacrifice, and love than helping someone do that which is an atrocity in the eyes of the Lord, sacrificing innocent children. Because the Jewish majority in America have been taught a corrupted version of Torah that reframes Judaism as a death cult, we can't really take them to task for believing what they do. We need to step in and increase our educational efforts and inform them of the true nature of Jewish tradition. As we educate these people, it chips away at the propaganda of the dehumanization of gestational children that allows mass killing to guarantee women's rights, women's health care, women's equity in the workplace. We need to replace this with a human centered, life affirming message that engages the duty of all people of good conscience, Jews included, to make the extra effort to support and nurture human life. We're going to go now to our slides of the day in our PowerPoint, which is the way we try to educate and inform this majority of Jews and also strengthen our pro life Jewish community so that we can talk to our friends and family about this issue. So we go to our PowerPoint called Judaism, the Original Pro Life Religion. May there be abundant peace from heaven and good life upon us and upon all Israel. Amen. The first slide we're going to look at is entitled, A Jew Must Violate the Sabbath Rest to Save the Life of an Unborn Child. When human life is endangered, a Jew is required to violate any Sabbath law that stands in the way of saving that person. The concept of life being in danger is interpreted broadly. For example, it is mandated that one violate the Sabbath to take a woman in active labor to a hospital. And then a more biblical interpretation of this: when a woman dies while in labor on the Sabbath, a knife must be brought, even if it must be carried through the public domain, and the woman's womb cut open and the fetus removed, for it is possible that it will still be alive. This is how important gestational children were in biblical times in Judaism. And then we show our bumper sticker. If anyone would like it, please request that we send you a few. Gewalt, he is alive before he's born. And then a more current view of this guideline: Jewish law also not merely permits, but demands that the Sabbath be violated in order to save a fetal life. As life-saving activity is the only situation in which a Sabbath violation is permitted, were a fetus not deemed alive by the Torah, this behavior would be entirely prohibited. The next slide is called Gestational Milestones. Most significant developmental milestones occur long before birth during the first 8 weeks following conception, when most body parts and all body systems appear and begin to function. The heart beats at 22 days. The brain waves can be measured around 6 weeks after conception. At 9 weeks, all internal organs are present and the baby is sensitive to touch. That would be the first trimester when most abortions are performed in America, and most mysteriously, unborn children as early as 4 months gestation dream. And I include this slide because part of our educational function is to explain gestational milestones to Jewish people. Many abortion advocates are able to ignore or deny the status of the unborn child. It is very much alive and it is very much human. The next slide I'd like to show is called Justice for All. And this speaks directly to compassionate and well-meaning rabbis, doctors, counselors, social workers, and friends of Jewish men and women facing unplanned pregnancy, who advise abortion as a way to alleviate the suffering and stress that accompany this challenging problem. Lost in the recommendation for abortion is the scientific fact and spiritual truth that abortion ends the life of an innocent child. Can we envision a world where strong Jewish mothers rally to support, love, and feed a mother through her pregnancy and birth, and empower her as a mother herself. Jews excel in the details of social justice. Can these skills be focused to support the mother, father, and the child? Schooling, employment, living arrangements, a supportive community. This is social justice and recognizes the intrinsic value and worth of our children and ourselves. And we quote Jeremiah, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." I see a world in which Rosh Kodesh groups, our women's groups, each have a respect life component where they make available support, moral support, financial support to Jewish women and men in crisis. We must always include the father of these children in our discussion of the abortion issue and in our outreach to help vulnerable families. Another slide called the moral imperative torture. So many Jewish abortion advocates, that 75% that will vote for the Democrat Party platform on abortion, remain ignorant about the actual reality of abortion. Judaism demands a high level of compassion and mercy for the vulnerable and defenseless. No other demographic is as vulnerable as the defenseless child in the womb. We show no compassion for unborn babies who are given no pain medication before being starved, poisoned, burned, dismembered, and whose skull is punctured and crushed after partial delivery, or who are delivered perfect and alive for organ harvesting. As early as 10 weeks, an unborn baby feels real physical pain during an abortion. As Jews, we cannot inflict this torture on innocents. I believe wholeheartedly that if that 75% of American Jews was aware of the reality of what happens in an abortion, many of them would turn away from the Democrat Party and happily vote for a pro-life candidate. The next slide. Mr. Rosen mentioned in the YouTube video that Judaism and the State of Israel are not a priority for American Jews. And part of the reason is that many of them are unaware and uninformed about the Holocaust. They are unable to connect the Holocaust with a capital H with the abortion Holocaust that is happening today. As we speak, almost 3,000 American lives are being terminated today through abortion, both surgical and chemical abortion. And chemical abortion today is being used more and more and more because it lowers overhead costs for the abortion clinic. In terms of historical relevance, the Jewish pro-abortion Democrat majority needs to know that Jewish women in Nazi Germany were forced to have abortions. Abortion experiments were done on pregnant Jewish women in the death camps, researching violent, torturous ways of killing unborn Jewish children and destroying their mothers. Viktor Frankl, author of Man's Search for Meaning, lost his first child to Nazi forced abortion. Then his first wife was murdered at Auschwitz. We also don't know that RU486, the abortion pill, which is used in chemical abortions, was manufactured in 1988 by Russell Uclough, a subsidiary of Hochsch AG, formerly known as IG Farben, the German company that manufactured Zyklon B, the gas used to exterminate Jews in World War II. In 1994, Russell Uclough gave up the patent for RU486 to the Population Council located in New York City. In the year 2000, Danco, a private company located in Manhattan, was approved by the FDA to market and sell early options using overseas manufacturers. It's estimated that over 40% of abortions in the U.S. are now done with RU486. Jewish support of abortion perpetuates these atrocities against Jews. It is vital to become informed of the origins of abortion research and methods so that we don't continue it ourselves as pawns of the abortion industry. Dr. Joseph Mengele, the notorious brutal SS officer and physician at the Auschwitz death camp, was responsible for the deaths of countless human lives in gas chambers and grotesque experimentation on children. the disabled and pregnant women. He escaped to Argentina after the war and became an abortionist. Do we want to be affiliated or connected in any way with the abortion industry? Once we know these facts and the history of abortion that was weaponized against Jews, we must exit the party whose platform is 100% supportive of abortion. Another fact about the abortion industry that Jewish advocates and abortion advocates in general do not know is that there are huge profits from late term abortion. One of the reasons that late term abortion is pushed by the abortion industrial complex is because there are such huge profits from it. In the market for fetal body parts, a baby's brain sells for $3,340. This is why the abortionist prefers to deliver a whole live baby because these body parts are so valuable on the fetal body parts market. And this slide shows that it's the liver, the pancreas, the brain, the heart. These body organs are very valuable. Late term abortions can cost between $8,000 and $15,000 or more. The abortion business is all about monetary profit derived from the sacrifice of human capital. If there was no money in abortion, it wouldn't be legal. Can we even imagine a pregnancy care and adoption support organization where each Planned Parenthood stands now? What a wonderful vision that is. And as Jews, we can actually make that happen. We must remember that even though the abortion propaganda says that abortion is good for women, it actually hurts women. The Elliott Institute's peer-reviewed research documents real physical, reproductive, psychological, and emotional damage directly related to abortion. Immediate medical consequences include hemorrhage, internal injury, and infection. Abortion as birth control encourages irresponsible, dangerous sexual activity, leading to an explosion of sexually transmitted disease. Immediately after the abortion or years later, women experience depression, anxiety, and suicide. Long-term effects include increased risks of cancer, miscarriage, and infertility, and higher rates of addictive behaviors and significant mental and emotional problems. Tragically, women die from legal abortion. And abortion actually also hurts men. It's now been documented that many men regret forcing the mother of their child to have abortions. When a Jewish man coerces his partner into abortion, he may feel relief immediately afterward from the social, financial, or religious consequences of claiming fatherhood. Later, though, feelings of anger, resentment, regret, and guilt can surface. Alternatively, and tragically, men have no legal rights concerning abortion and may feel powerless to save their own child. Jewish men are told that abortion is legal in Judaism and preferable to single fatherhood or marrying a non-Jewish woman. In many cases, because the baby may be seen as problematic or embarrassing, the adoption option is never explored. Another Jewish baby loses its life. And we quote Psalm 103, "As far as the east is from the west, so far hath he removed our transgressions from us." We have a healing program for our Jewish men and women who suffer after abortion because the act of abortion creates a deep spiritual wound. This spiritual isolation after abortion compromises the health and happiness of many Jews, often going unacknowledged and unexpressed for decades. A spiritual healing therapy based on the Jewish concept of teshuvah effectively heals this wound by reconnecting the sufferer to God through confession, sincere contrition, seeking forgiveness, embracing redemption, and moving forward to serve Hashem by helping other suffering souls. The program is free of charge and open to any post-abortive Jew, young or old, male or female, religious or secular. We also offer post-abortion grief training for rabbis, therapists, and professional and peer counselors. And we quote from the Zohar, "Weeping is lodged in one side of my heart, and joy is lodged in the other." And we always share about Jewish pregnancy care resources. We encourage are temples and synagogues to create their own pregnancy care groups through their Rosh Kodesh groups. In Shifra's Arms is the only Jewish pregnancy care organization in America. You can reach them at jewishpregnancyhelp.org. And then we have Efrat in Israel, and all over the world, Birthright International provides help and support to all women and men facing the crisis of unplanned pregnancy. They are very welcoming to people of all faiths, including Judaism, and unlike many pregnancy care organizations, they have no proselytizing element to their work. I think the world of Birthright. I volunteered for them for several years. They are wonderful. We also have Jewish adoption. We have a waiting list of Jewish couples waiting to meet abortion-minded Jewish men and women. Another Jewish adoption option is Embrace a Jewish Child, and then the Jewish Children's Adoption Network. So this is just some of our educational content that you can use to talk to your Jewish friends and family about why it's so important to promote life and support life through their choice of candidates in the upcoming election. We have 3 pro-life rabbis on our board who are available to speak to you, your friends and family about the life issue. The first is Rabbi David Novak. He's professor of religion and philosophy at the University of Toronto and a member of the University College and Joint Center for Bioethics. He is available to discuss Jewish theology, ethics, bioethics, natural law theory, and Jewish-Christian relations. Please email Rabbi Novak at david.novak@utoronto.ca. Rabbi Shlomo Nachman is available to speak on the sanctity of human life in Judaism, what it means to be Jewish, the benefits of prayer, Jewish-Christian relations, and welcoming Noahadim into fellowship. You can connect with Rabbi Nachman's busy online shul at learnamunah.com or email him directly at rabbi@beitemunah.org. Rabbi Menashe Bovit is the spiritual leader of Bella Rose Jewish Center in Queens, New York. He educates using traditional texts, history, anthropology, archaeology, and modern academic biblical studies. Rabbi Bovit is a strong advocate of the State of Israel. He's active in interfaith activities, and he's president of the Eastern Queens Interfaith Council. Please email Rabbi Bovit at bellaroserabbi@yahoo.com. A word now about Tikvat Rachel. As we mentioned earlier, it offers a healing pathway for Jews who seek a confidential, safe, accepting Jewish program to address the deeply personal issues that arise after abortion. The program is based on Teshuvah and the promise of healing in Judaism. We also offer post-abortion grief training for rabbis, therapists, and counselors. Start your healing journey by contacting us to share your personal story with a friend who cares. That would be me. The calls and emails are confidential, caring, and safe. My phone number is 412-758-3269, and my email is cecily@jewishprolifefoundation.org. We do want to invite you to join us in January for the annual March for Life, where we participate to show Jewish support for the most defenseless humans among us. We provide a handheld sign for you to carry. You can check out the calendar page on our website for itinerary updates. If you can't travel to Washington, D.C. and would like to attend a local March for Life in your area, the calendar page also has links for these local marches, and we'll be happy to send you a sign to hold. Please visit our website, jewishprolifefoundation.org. You can go to the library to download our PowerPoint and healing program. You can request a welcome packet at our website, and please check out our Pro-Life Rabbis page, the Pro-Life blog, and our Jewish-friendly pregnancy care and adoption resources. Also, please subscribe to our podcast, Jewish Pro-Life, where we upload the audio of our shows. At the Jewish Pro-Life Foundation, we're making the original pro-life religion pro-life again.
I'm the news that nobody expected. I was never a part of your plan. I'm the reason why life as you know it feels like it's slipping through your trembling hands. And the doctors say I'm just an option, a mistake you can make disappear. I may not have a voice, but I'm more than a choice. I'm as real as the heartbeat you hear. So don't close the book on me yet. I've still got a long way to go. Empty pages to fill, and the best part is still down the road. Oh, I am a story untold. I am God's miracle in the making, proof that all things can work for the good. I am fingers and toes, and heaven already knows the name you pick out for me already belongs to me. So don't close the book on me yet. I've still got a long way to go. Empty pages to fill, and the best part is still down the road. Oh, I am a story untold. Every life is sacred, and every life is a gift, and every life deserves a chance to live. I know you're scared, I know you're scared, I know you're scared right now. But when you hear my first cries, and when you look in my eyes, you'll understand why you brought me to life. So don't close the book on me yet. I've still got a long way to go. Empty pages to fill, and the best part is still down the road. Oh, I am a story untold. May there be abundant peace from heaven and good life upon us and upon all Israel. Amen.